Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Long time no see for one or two of us, but I'm sure many of you were joining me for the Stefanos Tsitsipas match that was on just before this one. We have Jannik Sinner and Sonego right now are warming up. Tsitsipas emerging, by the way, in that match, in case you're not sure. He won 7-5 in the third set. He was 4-2 down, which of course 4-2, meaning he was a breakdown in that deciding set, but he did ultimately prevail. Sinner against Sonego. Sonego to serve first. And I will be sharing the score on the screen with you in a second, if you just give me a minute or so. Sonego gets his first serve in. Sonego there 1-2, and he puts it away for 15 love. You get voting in our poll on whether you think Sonego or Sinner is going to win this particular encounter. And make sure you hit the like button as well. Yeah, Sonego serving. Sinner, of course. This is a really stat draw in Vienna, unlike Basel, I would suggest, where her catch would be the warm favourite for me. Fritz, of course, going out earlier in 3 sets to Shevchenko, as Fritz's disappointing year continues. Tsitsipas's disappointing year nearly took a turn for the worse. Hola, Yolanda. Hi, Yolanda. Supporting Sinner there. Make sure you hit the like button, Yolanda. And as you are new, it would be great if you can click that subscribe button too. Sonego putting the volley away there for 40 love. You can also become a member as well on YouTube, which will help support the channel, but also give you perks such as exclusive footage that other members or other non-members are not able to access. Excuse me. 40 love, Sonego. Goes down the tee. It's a forehand return. Nope, must have clipped the net, that one. As we try to get towards 5,000 subscribers. Goes wide with the first serve, but ultimately he does hold serve for 1 love, so they will change ends, and Jannik Sinner will serve. Already gained a few subscribers today, so thank you for that. And as I said, Jannik Sinner now will serve at love 1. So, Sinner here serving at love 1. And he's gone long on the return there, so it's 15 love. Sinner here serving 15 love. I found us. Found us there with just a blank message. Backhand here into the net from Sonego, so it's 30 love for Jannik Sinner. Do hit the like button, whether you're tuning in on Facebook or on YouTube. 30 love here for the Italian, of course. Well, it is an all-Italian affair, so it's hardly a surprise when I say for the Italian, but I should be more specific than that. The Italian beginning with the letter S doesn't really help either. Okay, jokes aside, Jannik Sinner goes long on the first serve, so it's a second serve here for his compatriot to look at. Let me know in the live chat who you're tipping, not just to win today, but also to tell me who you think is going to win the entire tournament in Vienna. backhand cross-court exchange. Sonego nets. 40 love, Jannik Sinner. Yolanda there is pretty convinced as to who she is supporting today. Is that supporting or you think is going to win, Yolanda? I think probably both. Sinner will be the favorite, of course. Won that big 500 title, beating Carlos Alcaraz on the way in Asia recently in Beijing. And a shake of the racket there from Jannik Sinner in his inimitable style as he levels it up at 1 game all. Sonego to serve here, 1 all. Darren Cahill there in the box. The super coach, the Australian, former Simona Halep coach, of course, but now firmly in the Sinner box. 1 all. Sinner serve. Sonego to serve, 1 game all. Where are you going with this one? You are going down the tee, but actually into the net, which doesn't do anyone any favors. Okay. Sonego to serve down the tee, but goes long, so it's a double fault, meaning love 15. Sonego to serve at love 15. Already through is Daniil Medvedev, beating Dimitrov in 3 sets earlier. Sonego aces for 15 all. Yep, so Daniil Medvedev is through. So is Andrei Rublev. And so is Stefanos Tsitsipas, all winning today in Vienna. Over in Basel, Taylor Fritz lost in 3 sets to Shevchenko, so he is out. Sonego here, 15 all. Goes down the tee, but wide. So it's a second serve for Jannik Sinner to look at. Do get voting in our poll as well as to who you think is going to win this encounter on YouTube. 15 all here. I'm going Jannik Sinner in straight sets. Let's see if that pans out. Of course, we'll have live commentary as well of Monfils against Tiafoe. That's to come. Ooh, hits the net and bounces back on his side of the net. So it's 15-30 here on the Sonego serve. Sonego to serve here, 15-30. A little sniff here for Jannik. Going to the backhand of Jannik, forehand Sonego, backhand Jannik Sinner. Forehand volley is wide from Sonego, so it's 15-40. 2 break points already for Jannik Sinner in just the 3rd game of the match. Two break points. Sonego to serve. Goes to the forehand of Jannik. Good return from Jannik, bearing in mind the serve was pretty good. Now it's Jannik on a swing volley from Jannik Sinner. And another volley at the net, and he's won the point and the game. And he's broken serve already to lead by 2 games to 1. We will take a short break, and then we'll be back with the 4th game. Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks, including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material, such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered.
whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon, or Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
All things tennis indeed. We have one more watch along to bring you this evening between Francis Tiafoe and Gael Monfils. We will have more watch alongs from Vienna and Basel over the next few days as well. Plus, of course, the WTA finals getting underway Sunday night in Cancun. More watch alongs, and plus, of course, the WTA weekly show and ATP weekly show still to come on Sunday. So plenty of stuff to come. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on all things tennis. Jannik Sinner here is up already, a break of serve. He's leading 2-1 and 15 love on his serve. So things are looking pretty good already for Jannik. Jannik, of course, will be in Turin for the ATP Tour Finals, which gets underway in a couple of weeks from now. But who will join him? Well, we already know 4 of the contestants there. Contestants, competitors, you know what I mean. We've already got Jannik Sinner, of course, in those finals. We've got Novak Djokovic, Carlos Alcaraz, and Daniil Medvedev. Those 4 spots are sealed, delivered, and signed. Andrei Rublev is there in all but name, but there are still 3 spots very much up for grabs. Tsitsipas and Zverev will fancy their chances, given that the comfortable points advantages they have, but the 8th spot is wide open. Anyone really from Ben Shelton, Casper Ruud, Hubie Hurkacz, all in the race there. Taylor Fritz as well, even though he lost today. Current 8th position is Holger Rune. He's still, of course, involved in the action, so he's still very much in the hunt. And he's in that position right now, but is looking vulnerable, particularly in terms of his form. Someone who's not looking vulnerable right now is Jannik Sinner, who is leading 2-1 and 40 love on his serve. And those of you just tuning in, make sure you hit the like button. And if you are new to the channel, do subscribe, as Sinner puts his first serve into the net. 2-1, 40 love. Give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook as well, at Talking Tennis TT. Anyway, Sinner has just gone wayward with that forehand, so it's 40-15. Still got a couple of game points in the bag. Sinner to serve. Where are you going with this one? You're going down the tee, but actually going into the net. So it's a second serve for Sonego to look at. Already feels quite a long way back for him in this set, but let's see. Forehand run around, forehand return from Sonego. Backhand Sonego goes into the net. Jannik Sinner holds 3-1. And Sonego to serve, so therefore 1-3 in Vienna. What other matches have we got going on right now? Let's have a look on the ATP Tour. So we've got Sonego versus Sinner, of course, which is what we're commentating on right now. De Minaur is in doubles action, but De Minaur lost his singles match earlier. We've got Dominic Stricker on home territory over in Basel against Casper Ruud. Casper Ruud, as I said, is in the race for Turin, but they're into a third set right now. 2 games all in that third set. So very interesting goings on over there in Basel. Back here, though, in Vienna, Sinner leads 3-1 and is serving. Backhand now, forehand from Jannik Sinner into the backhand of Sonego to the backhand of Jannik. Forehand Sonego. Remember, Sonego serving here at 1-3. And Sonego nets. So it's love 15 and 1-3. Thank you, Janny or Yanni. I think it's Janny for the like on Facebook. Whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, do hit the like button. Yeah, so Stricker is leading 3-2 on serve over in Basel in that deciding set. And Sinner leads 3-1 with a break in Vienna. Love 15 on the Sonego serve. Backhand return from Jannik is into the net, so it's 15-all. Sonego to serve here. Just over 15 minutes on the clock. Goes down to the body, but it's gone long. So it's a second serve here for Jannik Sinner to look at. Where are you going with this one? You are going to the backhand of Sinner. Forehand Sonego's a lovely forehand 1-2 there. 30-15. Sonego leads. To the delight of his coach. Not that you'd know it from looking at his face. It's a really good forehand there. Almost just clipping the line. 30-15 to Sonego. 1-3. You with this serve are going to the backhand of Sinner. Backhand Sonego goes into the net, so it's 30-all. Let me know in the live chat who you are supporting today. Let me know as well who you predict to win this match. Sinner, of course, very much in control right now. But the first serve there from Sonego is useful, bringing up 40-30. This is some of the matches that we've had on today. Daniel Medvedev winning in 3 sets over Dimitrov. Tsitsipas winning in 3 sets over Mashak. Sonego and Sinner is on right now. And then we'll have Tiafoe and Monfils to come. Meanwhile, over in Basel, they remain on serve with Casper Ruud 2-3-15 love. And in Vienna, we have 3-1 for Jannik Sinner. And we are at deuce on the Sonego serve. So more pressure being applied to Sonego on his serve. Sonego or Sonego? I'm going to say Sonego, I think. Sonego, maybe. That's a very poor attempt. I don't speak Italian, as you can probably tell. Okay, Sonego to serve, going to the forehand of Jannik, and Jannik's return goes long to his chagrin. Advantage Sonego. So game point for Lorenzo. Forehand return from Sinner is decent. They're on the backhands now. And Sonego nets with his backhand. So we're back at deuce. So still remaining in this tournament, we have Andrei Rublev, Daniil Medvedev. These two players, of course. Stefanos Tsitsipas as well is still in the tournament because he prevailed in 3 sets today. He will play Bonagoyo in the quarterfinals tomorrow. Tomorrow's quarterfinals will be Tsitsipas, Goyo, Zverev, Rublev, Medvedev, Khachanov. And then the winner of this match will play the winner of the winner of Tiafoe and Monfils, which gets underway later on. And right now it's looking like Jannik Sinner. Jannik Sinner has a break point on the Sonego serve. So, big trouble here for Sonego in this first set. I guess we're thinking Monfils over Tiafoe. Monfils is in the better form, I would suggest. And Tiafoe, of course, had a kind of fortuitous walkover in the previous round, or withdrawal or retirement from Dan Evans. Backhand return, forehand Sonego. Forehand, okay. Deuce, good forehand there from Sonego, forcing the error. So we're back at deuce. Three-one, deuce. Backhand return, forehand now into the net from Sonego, so it's advantage Jannik Sinner. Breakpoint number 2 for the Italian. Goes down the tee. Clips the net, though. So still a first serve here for Sonego, but he's facing a break point and a possible 4-1 deficit with two breaks. Let's see. Sonego to serve. Big point this one already. Down the tee, and it's long, so it's a second serve. Backhand return into the net, so it's deuce. Nice kick there on the serve from Sonego. So we're back at deuce. Sonego to serve. Where are you going to go with this one? You are going down the tee. Sinner gets a racket on it, but it's enough. It's not enough. Sonego wins the point with a forehand, sending Sinner the wrong way. Sinner stretched out his arm, got a racket on it, but it was never going to be enough to get it back over the net. Game point, Lorenzo Sonego. Struggling on serve continuously in this set so far. And Sinner showing his form definitely at the moment. But it is a game point for Sonego for 3-2. Or for 2-3 perhaps I should say, because he is a breakdown. Sonego to serve. Backhand return is good. Backhand slice from Sonego. Forehand Sinner. Forehand from Sonego. Now it's on the backhand of Sonego, who takes it early. Drop shot is nowhere. I don't even know if that was a drop shot. I don't know what that was from Sonego. Didn't work anyway. But a lovely backhand down the line that definitely did work. And it's 3-2. And we will take a short break.
Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks, including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material, such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon, or Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Indeed, we do have people on the ground. We've been represented this year at the ATP events in Barcelona and Estoril, and of course the joint ATP WTA event in Madrid. We've also been at the WTA events in, where have we been? We've been in San Diego, we've been in Birmingham, we've been in Berlin, we've been in Monastir more recently, and we'll also be at the Billie Jean King Cup finals. That's a forehand, wayward forehand there from Jannik Sinner, meaning it's love 15 on the Italian serve. Both players, of course, Italians today. But anyway, Sinner, love 15. Sinner goes to the backhand of Sonego. Now it's on the forehand of Jannik. A lob from Sonego, and the smash, though, from Sinner means it's 15 all. Do check us out on Instagram at TalkingTennisTT, which is exactly the same as Facebook and other things. We're at TalkingTennisTT everywhere. On Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, at TalkingTennisTT. Give us a follow, give us a like, and all that other jazz. $30-15 now on the Jannik Sinner serve. Good first serve there from Jannik. Comes in for the volley. Doesn't put it away. And now he doesn't win the point as a result of a passing shot from Sonego that Sinner did get a racket onto, but it wasn't enough. 30 all. Lorenzo will be happy with that one. 30 all, 3-2. As he tries to seek parity. Or as he seeks parity. He's not trying to seek. He is seeking. And the Sinner serve is too good. I heard a lot of compliments about the Jannik Sinner serve of late, and I think I would support that notion. Probably serving the best he's ever done in his career. And he's now got a game point for 4-2. Goes down the tee. Forehand from Jannik. Should put him in charge of the point. In fact, it does more than that. It wins him the point. 4-2 now, Jannik Sinner leads. So, 4-2. I really like his songs. I'm not familiar with them. So he's got one, Un Solo Secondo. So just 1 second, I think. Is your favorite. I'm not familiar with his music, I'm afraid. Over in Basel, it is 4-all with Stricker serving. So that looks like a real humdinger. Back here in Vienna, Sinner is serving at 4-2. 5,000 subscribers is what we're going for. We're on about 3,400 at the moment. So just another 1,600 to go. It'd be good to get to 5,000 before the end of the year. Don't think we'll make 4,000 before the end of the month, but if we can get there maybe sometime in the next week or so, that would be good. And Sonego wins the first point, so it's 15 love. So Sonego's serving here, 15 love. Into the net, second serve. Here in Vienna, 30 minutes on the clock, goes down the tee, forehand return, forehand from Sonego. Forehand again from Sonego is too long, so it's going to be 15 all. Yeah, also, of course, if you are a subscriber, wonderful, but also if you prefer to listen to us on as a podcast, especially some of our magazine shows and weekly stuff like WTA and ATP Weekly, plus interviews that we do, we often put them on as a podcast, and you can check us out on Spotify, on Apple, Amazon, wherever you get your podcast from, we're there. So do check us out. If you're a podcast preferer or podcast person, you can also listen to us in that form, as well as, of course, YouTube, Facebook, and all the other jazz. 2-4. $15 all. Second serve here for Jannik Sinner to look at. He's really been applying a lot of pressure to the Sonego serve, none more so than in the previous game, but he wasn't able to break. In the end, Sonego held on. Good forehand there from Lorenzo, 30-15. So yeah, we've got a cracking day ahead again tomorrow in Vienna. Tsitsipas, Goyo, Zverev, Rublev, Medvedev, Khachanov, and then of course it'll be Sinner or Sonego against Tiafoe or Monfils. Probably Sinner Monfils would be my suggestion. That would be my thoughts. 4-2 here anyway, or 2-4. Sonego's serving at 40-15, or 40-15. Does look like it, Carhand. Nice of you to join us. Wonderful that we got some newbies in the chat. Please do let me know as well. Hit the like button, Carhand, and also subscribe if you haven't done so already. Carhand, I've been doing this throughout. Maybe you've only just joined us, but I've already been telling you about some of the results earlier on today. Rublev winning, for example, in straight sets over Arnaldi, pretty much confirming his place in Turin. So that's 5 now in Turin, pretty much done. I think his place is secure. I mean, even if it isn't, as I said earlier, if he lost every single match for the rest of the year, he'd basically be in Turin. So that leaves 3 spaces left. Sinner, of course, is already confirmed as well, along with Novak Djokovic, Carlos Alcaraz, and Daniil Medvedev. Fritz lost in Basel earlier, so his place in Turin is looking in jeopardy. No worries, Carhan, no worries. Other results earlier, Dimitrov was up a set on Medvedev, but unfortunately for him and his fans, lost in 3 sets in Vienna. I'll share the matches for tomorrow that we already know, as I was just touching on. Tsitsipas winning in 3 sets as well. Tsitsipas was a breakdown in the decider today, though, against Mashak, but came back to win that deciding set 7-5. Medvedev, as I mentioned, overcoming Dimitrov in 3 very close sets there. Khachanov is also through, so he will play his compatriot in tomorrow's quarterfinal. Zverev was already through, as I mentioned, was Rublev too. So they will pair up. And the final quarterfinal will be the winner of this match here between Sinner and Sonego, and the other night match tonight, which is Monfils and Tiafoe. So, yes, we have 10 players left in the draw in Vienna, and over in Basel, we are an interesting juncture between Ruud and Sinner. Ruud is serving at 4-5, love 15, so he's serving to stay in the match there over in Basel. Back here, though, in Vienna, it is deuce on the Sonego serve, as once again, Sinner threatens a double break. 5 forehand winners he's hit in this match. Carhan, do hit subscribe if you haven't done so. Good news, though, for Casper Ruud. He wins the next point, so it's 15 all. As we try and keep across both of these matches, Casper Ruud is also chasing a spot in Turin, but a loss today would damage his chances. I think Hubi Hurkacz might be the one who gets that final spot. Maybe between him and Holger Rune. Holger Rune, of course, is over in Basel. He's in action against Baez later on this evening in a round of 16 clash. I guess he'll be up next after this match finishes between Ruud and Stricker. Stricker on home turf, so he'll be getting the crowd right behind him right now. Sinner has a break point, by the way, over here in Vienna for a double break advantage. And he's got it because Sonego errs. Sonego errs with a forehand, and Sinner's within touching distance of winning this first set 5-2 with a double break advantage at the change of ends. Casper Ruud is trying to steady the ship over in Basel. Thank you for subscribing, Carhand, our newest and most recent subscriber on YouTube. Be cool, be like Carhand, and click the subscribe button. 2 game points now for Casper Ruud. 40-15. 40-15. 2 game points there for Casper Ruud. Earlier on today, Taylor Fritz was humbled by the Shevchenko, the qualifier, in 3 super tight sets. Couldn't be tighter in terms of them all being tie breaks, edging towards 3 hours. Shevchenko emerging the winner, and Fritz's chances for Turin hanging by a thread. 40-30 now between Ruud and Stricker. Ruud having a game point here for 5 all, but he is serving to stay in the match as both these players seek a quarterfinal spot. Of course, Stricker having that marvelous run in New York where he beat Stefanos Tsitsipas en route. Talking of Stefanos Tsitsipas, his year just went almost from bad to worse. Almost, I say, from bad to worse. He was a breakdown in the deciding set 4-2 to Mashek. But he broke back and then ultimately won that third set 7-5 to set up a clash tomorrow with Borna Goyo. So a spot in the semi-final is very much within Tsitsipas's grasp, I would suggest. Depending on which Goyo turns up, he can be erratic, he can be electric. Today he was electric in winning in straight sets to set up that clash. Anyway, one final look at Ruud. Ruud has held 5 all. So let's come back to let's come back to Vienna, where Jannik Sinner is serving. Lovely volley there at the net. He's serving for the first set. And it's 15 love. Yeah, you might be right. He does have an endurance issue. I agree, Carhand. I do agree. Great to have you, by the way, in the chat. First time. We've been going 14, 15 months now. And it's the first time I think I've seen you in the chat, which is great. Indeed. Let me know as well in the live chat, where are you tuning in from? I'm in Bonn in Western Germany. That's where I host most of our shows. We have plenty of other people, though, that contribute. We have Damien in deepest, darkest Poland. We have Mario in southern Italy. We have Jethro in London. We have Jack and Tom, both in Glasgow. We have Anastasia in New York. We have Miles. Oh, I forget where Miles is. He was in Atlanta, but I think he's moved. Who else do we have regularly on the photo show? We have Jamie in the UK. So you're in the US, but where in the US are you, Carhand? Rhea's in Ontario, Ontario, isn't it, in Canada? Cool. Where in the US, though, are you, Carhand? 30 all here, by the way, on the Sinner serve. We have Isabel in California. Did I mention Vanch in San Diego? Owen is on the East Coast of the US. We have Shrihari in Dubai, I think. Who else do we have? You have a look at our... Oh, we've got a set point here for Sinner. Backhand return. It's a good return, to be fair, and the forehand from Sinner is long, so we're back at deuce. It was a good return because it was a really good first serve, to be fair. Oh, of course, we have James. I think he's in London. Jamie, just outside London. Claire is in Glasgow. Just like Jack and Tom. And Scott as well. Peter is in the US. All regular contributors. And Nick, of course. How could I forget our host of WTA Weekly, who I think is in Stoke in the UK. Okay. And Sinner goes long on the forehand. So it's a break point for Sonego. I have no idea where Little Rock is, Carhand. Sorry. I know it's in the US. But maybe you can be more specific for me, due to my ignorance, perhaps, of US geography. So, break point here. Sinner serving. Goes down the tee. It's a good first serve from Jannik. Forehand from Sinner. And that's a wonderful forehand winner, bringing back to deuce. But listen, that serve set it all up. And it's the serve which we've seen a big improvement from the Italian this year, I think, which has helped him to progress in the way he has, winning his first Masters 1000. But arguably his most impressive tournament win was beating Carlos Alcaraz and Daniel Medvedev on the way to winning the title in Beijing recently. I thought that was very impressive and showed just the steps that he's made forward. And qualified comfortably for Turin as a result. So a really good year for Jannik. Of course, that includes a Wimbledon semi-final, the first Grand Slam semi-final of his career, quarterfinals in New York. Sorry, quarterfinals in Australia. Maybe a slightly disappointing result in New York, losing in the fourth round, but it's a tough fourth rounder against Zverev. That was a tough backhand for Sonego, and we now have a second set point for Jannik Sinner to seal this first set 6-2. Sonego making him work for it to get over the line. But he does have a second set point. Yeah. Okay, set point number 2, Jannik Sinner. Goes to the backhand. Backhand Jannik. It's good backhand. And that is not a good backhand from Sonego. He errs. Jannik Sinner wins the first set by 6-2. And we will be back after this short break.
Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks, including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material, such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers, Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon, or Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
All things tennis indeed, trying to bring you closer to the action, bringing you closer to the action here in Vienna right now with this commentary, but also we'll be bringing you another commentary again later on this evening as Francis Tiafoe takes on Le Mans. So we'll bring you live in Vienna. In the meantime, do hit the like button on this. Oh, that's nice, Carhand. Yeah, Cam has a huge following. It's been going for he's been going for, I'll say 4 years now. We are tiny in comparison. We do some different things, I guess, to Cam. We do these watch-alongs, but we also do plenty of other videos and content, and we do attend the tournaments too, so hopefully we can bring you different kind of angles on the sport. Make sure you check out some of our videos. Carhand, we did an interview with the world number 246 just a few days ago. We did an interview with Aziz Dougas, who's the Tunisian ATP 246 in the rankings, and he was telling us basically how at the moment he's not even making a profit in terms of his year, given how costly it is, of course, to travel, etc., etc. We're having a bit of a break here because Sonego has taken a break at the end of this first set. So, yeah. But yes, thank you, Khan. We need more subscribers. We were a long way away. I think we were about 200,000 subscribers behind Cam. But if we get to 5,000 this year, that'll be a great thing. So if you can also share, spread the word, give us a follow on Twitter. If you have Twitter, at Talking Tennis TT, that would also be appreciated. And of course, you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram too. Give us a 5-star rating on Facebook. Give us a 5-star rating for our podcasts as well. We have weekly podcasts called the WTA Weekly and ATP Weekly, where we review the previous 7 days and look forward to the next week on the men's and women's tours. Of course, the women's tour is coming to a crescendo right now, and in Cancun in particular, where things get underway for the WTA finals on Sunday night. Let me know in the live chat. Who do you think is going to end year-end number one? Yes, at Talking Tennis TT. That is our Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram handle. So please give us a follow and a like and all that jazz there. There you go. Okay, beginning of this second set. I don't know if Lorenzo Sonego or Jannik Sinner follow us on any of those social media forms. We've also got plenty of interviews in our back catalogue, Carhand. We've interviewed Tony Nadal, Dominic Thiem, Liam Brody, Laura Siegemund, Elena Ostapenko, Avenesian, if you're familiar with some of these names, all top 100 players that we've had on the show or interviewed one-to-one. Of course, we've had 2 Grand Slam winners as well that we've interviewed. Andres Gomez, who won the French Open in 1990. Michael Stich, who won Wimbledon in 91. We've had them on the show. We've had Pam Shriver on the show, Blair Henley, Renee Stubbs. We'll have Blair Henley again on in a couple of weeks. Actually, she's going to come on to review the WTA finals in about 2 weeks from now. Okay. Anyway, Sonego here is serving, and it's 15 all. Some Italian there in the chat. Sara Buglio. No parli italiano, Sara. Perdonami. But please, hit the subscribe. Okay. Those make sense, Rhea. Those make sense. Is it Rhea or Rhea? If it's Rhea, put 1 in the live chat. If it's Rhea, put 2. Rhea or Rhea. 15 all. Sonego to serve. Second serve here. Forehand return from Jannik. Backhand from Jannik into the forehand of Lorenzo. Backhand Sonego is long. 15-30. So it's Rhea. Okay. Rhea Brandenburg. I'll try to remember that for the future. Rhea. I'm guessing Sara is tuning in from Italy. Hablo español, Sara. Parle español, if that helps. I do understand a little bit of what you're saying. Basta is like enough. Anyway, 15-30 here on the Sonego serve. Backhand return is meaty from Sinner. Forehand is also meaty. Is the volley going to be good enough? No, it's not. That was a poor volley there from Sinner, especially by his very high standards. 30 all. Darren Cahill barking out instructions there. Not to be confused with Tim Cahill, the former Everton and Australia footballer. I think I have confused the two before in live commentary. Okay, Sonego, 30 all. Pushing the stop clock here. 51 minutes on the clock, but pushing that 30-second stop clock, I mean. Doesn't get a warning. And it's an ace. Composed himself well for that. 40-30, so it's a game point for Lorenzo. Oh, and it's another ace. Hold serve. That was tricky at 15-30. And that volley from Sinner. Really, Sonego is on the ropes there. But 15-30 and a very poor volley from Sinner. And maybe, arguably, Lorenzo gets out of jail, although he'll also point to the fact that he got 2 aces. So, 9 minutes on the clock for this second set. As you can hear I'm not sure if it's an ambulance or a police siren. Sinner to serve, love 1. Do hit the like button, by the way. Thank you for Yanni or Janny and Valdas for hitting the like button on Facebook. And you can also hit the like button on YouTube. How many likes do we have right now on YouTube? We try to get 20 if we can for a live stream like this. 20 is good. 10 is okay. No, 10 is not great. 20 is good. Can we get to 20 likes? I guess we're probably, because we're only about halfway through this match, I guess hopefully we're on 10 likes. That would be nice. Sinner here coming into the net. This time he does put the volley away. Similar one to the previous one. Yeah, make sure you hit subscribe on YouTube. About 70% of the people that tune in have not subscribed to the channel, which is just, yeah, a pity. Forehand swing volley from Sinner is a winner. 40 love. as he seeks to gain parity, and he does. So it's 1-game-all here, and Lorenzo will serve. Oh, by the way, over in Basel, score update, breaking news, Dominik Stricker is through at the expense of Casper Ruud. So Casper Ruud's chances for Turin also take a dent. It's looking good right now for Tsitsipas, I would suggest, to secure the 6th spot. I think Rublev is there. Let me just have a quick look. I think he is. In the race. I think he's there. Yes, he is. He's there. So Rublev is confirmed after his win earlier on today, but possibly coupled with the losses for Taylor Fritz and et cetera, et cetera. So just to share you the live race on the screen right now. This is where we are. Djokovic, Alcaraz, Medvedev, Sinner, and Rublev. You can book your hotels. Well, I guess you don't need to book your hotel. Someone will do that for you. You are going to Turin. That means we have 3 spots left. And these are the realistic contenders, I would suggest. I think outside of Tommy Paul or even Casper Ruud or even perhaps Ubi Hurkacz really is possibly the limit there. I think Ruud's loss today, coupled with his form, I think it'll be a big ask for him to go on a big run in Paris and secure a spot in Turin. But let's leave these ones on the screen for you. I'm not sure if De Minaur is now out of the race. Khachanov, I guess, is still in the race, given that he's in the quarterfinals. If he was to win, for example, the tournament in Vienna, he's got a quarterfinal tomorrow against his compatriot. He would say that I'm still in the race. Don't forget about me. Ben Shelton lost yesterday, I think it was, wasn't it, to Jannik Sinner? So I think that's done for him. Tiafoe is still in the tournament in Vienna, but I don't know. I just don't see him really. You know, I can see him losing to Monfils today, for example, and that would probably do for Tiafoe too. But realistically, these are the contenders. Tommy Paul lost today to Borna Goyo, of course. Casper Ruud has just lost to Dominik Stricker. For me, therefore, I think Tsitsipas and Zverev, both in terms of cushion and in terms of form in Zverev's case, will probably have enough. And then you're left with Holger Rune, Taylor Fritz, Hubi Hurkacz, Casper Ruud, and Tommy Paul. But for me, it's probably between Hubi Hurkacz and Holger Rune. Hurkacz in Basel probably has a better shot at the title than Holger Rune in Vienna, I would argue. That could mean that Hurkacz going into Paris-Bercy, where Rune, of course, has to win the title, really, to not lose any points. That's unfortunately, he's going to be punished for his unbelievable run to the title there last year. So, of that group of players, in terms of the 8th spot, Hurkacz is the favorite right now. Anyway, back to this particular encounter. We're at 30 all. Is it possible for Medvedev in the world rankings to overtake Alcaraz? Yes, it is. But I'd say it's unlikely. Especially as he's defending these points in Vienna. Okay, forehand to forehand now. Big moment in the match, to be fair. 30 all on the Sonego serve. Good backhand from Lorenzo, but an equally good backhand from Sinner. Sinner is pushing it, but he's pushed it too much there with that forehand. He's gone long, and it's game point for Sonego. 40-30. An hour on the clock as we approach an hour on the clock. And Sonego has indeed held serve. So we will take a short break.
Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks, including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered. Whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Yeah, Carhan, it's still there for Medvedev to usurp Alcaraz from the second spot in the rankings. It's there. Let's have a quick look at the live rankings. He's not got many points to defend in Paris because I think he went out pretty early there last year. So these are the world rankings right now. It's not the live rankings, by the way. Maybe I should go to the live rankings, actually. Remember, this is not the race. This is the live rankings. Alcaraz, of course, is going to be losing 180 points from his performance last year. I think it was a semi-final he got to in Basel. No, Vienna, I think. Vienna, wasn't it? Semi-final. Or was it? No. Where did he lose to Holger Rune? Oh, Paris-Bercy, I think it was the semi-final because he lost to Holger Rune. Well, he withdrew or retired there. I guess he was in Basel last year. I don't remember which round he went to. But anyway, he's got some points coming off. Medvedev, it looks like he's got a lot of points coming off, but of course he's still in Vienna. So a few more matches and suddenly his situation looks a lot more favorable. And of course, the ATP finals as well counts. So, a bunch, if Medvedev wins Vienna, Paris, Bercy, and the ATP Tour finals, there you go. Probably world number 2. I don't think he'll catch Djokovic with that, even with that stellar run. Medvedev is capable. We've seen him go on these unbelievable tears in the past. Anyway. So 30 all here on the Sinner serve. 1-3. Maybe I should bring that score back up. Sorry, 1-2. What am I talking about, ladies and gentlemen? Backhand here into the net from Sonego. That's a chance, really. That was an unforced error from Lorenzo. So it's 40-30 and a game point for Sinner. Down the tee from Sinner on the first serve there. Drop shot Sinner. Not going to be enough to win the point outright, but will he win the point in the end? No, he won't. Sonego pats it away at the net, like so, meaning deuce. Rayo is a fan of Medvedev, it would just appear. Did he win Paris-Bercy in 2020? I know he won the ATP Tour finals that year because That was the year Rafa was against him in the semis, and Rafa was serving for the match. Got broken to love, and in the end, Medvedev went on to win. Purged. What do you mean by purged, Carhand? I just mean that Rune is vulnerable right now. Sinner holds, by the way, is vulnerable in that 8th spot. As I say, I think Tsitsipas and Zverev have got enough in the tank to get there. Tsitsipas is defending a semi-final. Of course, it doesn't matter about defending points. Actually, I don't know why I'm talking about this, because, of course, defending points doesn't matter. It's all about points you gain, if that makes sense, in the live race at least. I love Mehdi too. He's so funny. I've spoken to Medvedev at press conferences, but I've not had him on the live show as yet. I've not had him on the show as yet, but fingers crossed, maybe sometime next year. Just a reminder, Dominic Stricker, the home favorite in Basel, winning in 3 sets today over Casper Ruud. The number 2 seed there falls. The seeds have been falling like seeds from a tree. Does that work? I don't think it does. Because who else fell? Well, number 3 seed, Taylor Fritz, also fell today. So, yeah. Holger Rune is the number 1 seed. He is still to play today. So will that be 1, 2, and 3 all going out? I think he might just have a bit too much for Baez, particularly indoor conditions. Should suit Rune a bit more than the Argentinian. Also got a round of 16 match also later on there with Botic up against Felix. Felix is number 6 seed. But another seed that fell today was De Minaur, the number 5 seed. The number 7 seed as well. Nicolas Jarry fell today. So that's the 2, 3, 5, 7 seeds out. Will 1 and 6 also fall, who've still got to play today? I'm not sure who the number 4 seed. Number 4 seed is Hubie Hurkacz, who's playing tomorrow. So he could be the only, he's certainly the only top 4 seed left. Oh, sorry, Holger Rune is still there. But you get the idea. They're falling left, right, and center. I don't think we're going to lose a seed here, a top seed here in Sonego against Sinner in Vienna, though, because Sinner leads 1 set to love, albeit that they are on serve. And in this next set, second set, and Sonego holds for 3 games to 2. Did he win Paris-Bercy in 2020? Did he? Okay. Didn't know that. Yeah. But Mehdi does have a problem with winning tournaments for the second time. And Vienna and Paris-Bercy, therefore, and also the ATP finals, he's won all of them once before. Anyway, let's take a quick break.
Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks, including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered. Whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon, or Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for?
And we're back. Let's just have a quick look at some of these other scores that have been going on today or even currently going on. Sonego there, as we've got him right now in front of our screens. He is 3-2 up on serve in the second set. But of course, he lost the first set 6-2 to Jannik Sinner. Reminder that Stricker has knocked out Casper Ruud in Basel. De Minaur had a bad day at the office today, losing both in singles and in doubles, in the doubles alongside Purcell to the German duo of Kravitz and Puetz. More doubles results there with Aravallo and Roger winning as well. Tsitsipas just scraping through in 3 sets over Mashak. I say just scraping through, not just in 3 sets, 7-5, but was also a breakdown in that deciding set 4-2. Humbert winning 2 tiebreaks over the 7th seed, Nicolas Chauvet. As I said earlier as well, the seeds tumbling in Basel with a number 3 seed also out. Taylor Fritz today in 3 sets, 3 super tight sets there, all tiebreaks. Cam Noy is in his doubles pairing with Tommy Paul. Tommy Paul also, by the way, lost today in Vienna to Borna Goyo. Medvedev winning in 3 sets. That was a really tough match for the Russian. He was really struggling with the Dimitrov slicing and dicing earlier on. And as I said, de Minaur losing in straight sets to Talon Griekspoor. Goyo as well, a reminder there, beating Tommy Paul in straight sets. Very disappointing there for the American. So, yeah, there we go. That's about it. Arnaldi in the first match of the day, which Damien had a commentary on for us, losing in straight sets to Rublev, as probably would be expected. And Andre Rublev, very good day for him. He has secured his spot in Turin alongside Jannik Sinner. So there we go. If you're wondering where I'm getting these scores from, it's from the Talking Tennis website, talking-tennis.com. Yeah, I can, Carhand. Yeah, absolutely, I can. So this is in terms of the rankings. It's not for the live race. So they're kind of done differently. The live race is just how many points do you gain this year? You know, you win a title, you win 500 points if it's an ATP 500. You win 1,000 points if it's a Masters 1,000, for example. You win 2,000 points for a Grand Slam win, and so on and so forth. And then the points, you do earn points as well incrementally, semi-finals, final, etc., etc. And the more points you gain, the closer you get to Turin. That is race number 1, if you like. That is 1 point scenario that we explain when we talk about the race to Turin. Who can gain the most points in one particular year? You win a Grand Slam. I think also you're guaranteed a spot there too. But basically, because of the number of points that Jannik Sinner has gained, for example, this year, Andre Rublev has gained this year, Daniel Medvedev has gained this year, and of course, Novak Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz, they have all long since sealed, or Alcaraz and Djokovic in particular, long since sealed their spots in Northern Italy. The other one, of course, is the world rankings, where it's done on a 12-monthly basis compared with the number of points you accrued at the same time of the previous year. Of course, when it comes to the Grand Slams, it's pretty much a simple comparison. So, for example, Rafa Nadal in 2022 will have earned 2,000 points for winning the French Open, but because he didn't compete at this year's French Open, he loses those 2,000 points. So it's a huge drop-off in terms of the world rankings. Novak Djokovic would have lost some points as well in Wimbledon, where he won in 2022 but came runner-up in 2023. Would have lost a few hundred points there, but he would have gained big style in New York, where he didn't compete in 2022 and did in 2023, and did obviously with an unbelievable amount of success in winning the tournament. Jannik Sinner has a game point here on his serve, but it's been a struggle to hold. And he's not going to do it at this point either. It's back to deuce on the Sinner serve at 2-3. Does that make sense, Carhand? The players that appear in Turin are the 8 most successful of the year. Simple as that. The top 8 in the world are the players that are performing best over a 12-month basis, particularly in comparison with their results from the previous year, but also compared to their peers. I don't know if that makes sense. Fingers crossed it does. So, deuce here. Sinner also pushing the stop clock. Almost 1 hour, 15 minutes on the clock. But I'm talking about the stop clock for the serve. We've got a smash here for Jannik. Yes. And he puts it away nicely, because it wasn't the easiest of smashes. Game point now for Jannik Sinner. And Sinner holds for 3-all. That was a sticky service game, so he'll be pleased to have emerged from that one. Someone who didn't emerge today, by the way, in terms of success was Casper Ruud, losing in the third set to Dominic Stricker. Let's have a little look at the draw in Basel. I see Byers and Rune have just got underway. Byers is serving first and is up 30-15. Let's have a quick look at tomorrow's action in Basel. So this is Basel's lineup for tomorrow. Griekspoor against Hurkacz. For me, Hurkacz will be a hot favourite there. Umber Stricker. That could go either way. Shevchenko and Echeverri are also in the quarterfinals. Potentially, we might have a second Argentinian in the quarterfinals with Baez there, the Argentinian playing the Dane Holger Rune. And then Felix as well involved in the final round 16 match later on. But you can see what I mean by the lineup in Basel being somewhat weaker than the lineup in Vienna. When we look at the Vienna lineup, for example, for tomorrow, I'm still backing Sinner to win this one, despite a few troubles in this second set. So you can imagine with Tsitsipas and Zverev and Rublev and Medvedev and Khachanov and Jannik Sinner all still in the draw. You know, you've got a lot of players that are probably going to appear in Turin, or definitely in the cases of Medvedev and Sinner, but probably in the cases and Rublev. So you've got 3 Turin players in the draw, 3 guaranteed Turin players in the draw in Vienna, if that makes sense, and probables in the case of Tsitsipas and Zverev as well. So yeah, 5 players that I think will be in Turin in the quarterfinals in Turin, and probably just 1 over in Basel, because it'll be one of Hurkacz or Rune will make it to Turin. Sonego serving here at 15:30 though, so a spot of bother for Lorenzo. Spot of bother. Okay, I'll try again. This is for the world ranking. Remember, this is the world ranking car hand, not the race at Turin. This is how you lose points. It's compared with last year. So like Rafa Nadal, the example I gave with Rafa Nadal winning the French Open in 2022, he lost 2,000 points this year in his world rankings because he didn't compete this year. He won 2,000 points in 2022. But your comparison is over a 12-month period. And for example, as Rhea points out, Rune won Paris last year, which gained him 1,000 points. He will lose 1,000 points from the beginning of the tournament. However, with every round he goes, he will gain them back. So let's say he gets to the final. He will just lose a few hundred points. If he wins the tournament, he won't lose any points in the world rankings. You win 1,000 points. If he goes out, if he doesn't compete in Paris, which he will, but if he didn't compete in Paris, he would lose those 1,000 points in his world rankings and would probably drop outside the top 10, I would imagine. In fact, I'm sure he would. Djokovic got to the final of Paris-Bercy last year, so if he was to win the title, he would actually win a few hundred points. I think I've explained it as much as I can, Carhand. You start off your career with 0 points, okay? 0 points. You gain points for winning challenges and winning tennis matches. That's how you gain points, okay? Then, in your second year on the tour, in your second year on the tour, it'll be compared with how you did the previous year. So let's just say your second year on the tour, you got to the second round of Wimbledon, okay? In your first year on the tour, you got to the second round of Wimbledon, which would be incredible by the first year on the tour. In your second year on the tour, you get to the third round of Wimbledon, so you gain some points like that. If you went out in the first round of Wimbledon in your second year, then you would lose some points if the previous year you got the second round. It's all about how you did the previous year. Don't think I can repeat that again. Maybe another day, Carhand. Okay, forehand return here. We've got a break point for Jannik Sinner. Forehand from Sonego. Backhand from Sinner. Slice from Sonego. That's closer to the line. Forehand Sonego is too big, too wide. Sinner has the break, leads 4-3, and we will take a short break.
Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks, including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon, or Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Okay, fingers crossed we've got that done. Anyway, Sinner now, talking of getting things done, is within touching distance of a place in the quarterfinals. 4-3 he leads. Forehand return from Sonego. Backhand slice from Sonego. Forehand from... that's a loose forehand swing volley. From Sinner, love 15. No, you don't get the new points, Carhand. That's the point. You're just defending them. You're defending the points. You're not going to get new points. You're defending your. So, for example, at this tournament where Medvedev won a year ago, he won 500 points. He's defending those 500 points from his world ranking. If we then have a quick look, if I share this is the live rankings. Look, we can see right now, look at this. Medvedev is losing 410 points from his ranking because he's only at the quarter-final stage right now. It's assuming that he's losing his quarter-final, okay? So he's going to lose 410 points. If he wins his quarter-final, he'll narrow that to 260 or something like that, and so on and so forth. Of course, if he wins the tournament, that goes to 0, and he's protected, he's defended those 500 points, and he remains at 6,945 points if he wins the tournament. If he goes on to win Paris-Bercy, where I think he went out very early last year, he's going to win big because he'll actually gain about 800 points by winning that title. It's a Masters 1000. It's called a 1000 because there's 1000 ranking points available. Bias has held serve and in the first game of that particular encounter, first game of the match, I should say. And Sinner has held serve for 5-3. You defend the points. 5-3, Jannik Sinner leads. Please, for those of you just joining, do hit the like button if you haven't done so already, and subscribe to the channel if you also haven't done that already. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We've hit 3,430 subscribers today, so that's great. I don't know how many likes we're at. 13 likes. See if we can get to 20. It's a big ask, I know. Because we might not have much longer. We might only have one more game. Nice to see plenty of you voting in our poll. Of course, Sinner being the likely one. By the way, we're going to have Tiafoe coming up next as well. So please tune in for Tiafoe against Monfils. We'll be bringing you live coverage of that too. I'm going to post that in the live chat right now. I don't know what that question means. So race to 2 in points and WTA ranking points. But listen, yes, we will be there. We'll be covering more matches tomorrow. I think we're going to do Zverev-Rublev, among others. We'll definitely do at least one match tomorrow, maybe 2 from Vienna. I think maybe Vanch and Damien will bring you the match between Zverev and Rublev, but we might also get Tom bringing us the last match tomorrow, which is between... Who's the last match between tomorrow in Vienna? The winner of this match, is it? Yeah, the winner of this match against the winner of Tiafoe Monfils will probably bring you... Hopefully, Tom will bring you that one too. Anyway, Sonego trying to hold serve here. 30-15 he leads on his serve. Rune has held serve, so it's 1 game all over there in Basel. Okay, Sonego to serve. Goes down the tee. It's a good first serve, but really good defensive block there from Sinner. Sinner comes into the net, and he doesn't need to hit the volley there because Sonego doesn't get his forehand over the net. So it's 30 all. 30 all, people. Do hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, click subscribe. It's just below. It's really easy. Okay, 30 all. So Sinner technically is 2 points away from winning this match and a place in the quarterfinals in Vienna. Sonego serving. Forehand return is too long. It's too long. So game point, Lorenzo Sonego. This serve is going to the backhand of Jannik Sinner. It's a good backhand return. Sinner comes into the net, and he's won the point. Deuce. Once again, Jannik Sinner 2 points away from a spot in the Vienna quarterfinal. Okay, Carhand, great that you came along. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for subscribing. And please do come and join us for either Tiafoe or Monfils or one of our matches that we cover tomorrow. We really appreciate it. We're tiny. We need all the support we can get. Does that sound desperate? Maybe. Is that an ace? That looked out to me. Sinner can't believe it either. Game point, Lorenzo Sonego. 3-5. His advantage, though, so he's a game point. Okay. Backhand return. Into the net. Sonego holds. 5-4. Change of ends. 1 game away still, though, Jannik Sinner. He got close, got to 2 points away from winning the match. But a good serve there at the end from Sonego, meaning it is 5-4. And Jannik Sinner will serve for the match and a place in the quarterfinals. Let's have a quick look to see how things are going elsewhere. How is Baez against Rune getting on? So Rune is, they're on serve anyway, with Rune serving at 1-2. A reminder as well, Dominic Stricker knocked out the number 2 seed, Casper Ruud. A reminder, Shevchenko knocked out the number 3 seed, Taylor Fritz. This is all in Basel, of course. Basel and Vienna, these two tournaments going on together at the same time, 2 ATP 500s. Felix Auger-Aliassime is the defending champion in Basel. He's in action later on this evening. The defending champion over in Vienna, Daniil Medvedev, won today in 3 sets over Dimitrov. Jannik Sinner here is serving for the match against Lorenzo Sonego. So, it's all reaching a nice crescendo, and we will be bringing you Tiafoe against Monfils shortly. Yeah, I do. I think it'll be very interesting if it's if him and Sinner have to play each other again. Obviously, they played each other in Beijing recently. Good effort at defense there from Sonego. Couldn't quite keep it in, and it's 15-love Jannik Sinner. Yeah, just having a quick look at the matches. Tomorrow, for example, I think Medvedev will beat Khachanov. I think Tsitsipas will beat Goyo. I don't know. Rublev is difficult because I think Zverev had a much better head-to-head record over Rublev. But then I think Rublev beat him on clay earlier on this year in Bastard, I think it was. Yeah, I think Zverev's ceiling is higher. Serve and volley here from Jannik Sinner. Oh, my goodness me. That was an incredible pickup from Jannik Sinner for 30-love. Wow. Look at this pickup. It's insane. I think Sinner, obviously the favourite here, is, he's almost got a match point. And I think he would be the favourite against Monfils or so it's, for me, the best players left in the draw are Medvedev and Sinner. Ooh, that was close, that forehand return, but it's gone just wide. One of the best returns of the match if it had landed in, but it didn't. And that's all that matters. It was close, just out. 3 match points for Jannik Sinner. Three match points, Jannik Sinner. So yes, I do think Daniel can defend the title. In fact, I would make him favourite right now. Sinner goes into the backhand, comes into the net. It's a volley for Jannik Sinner. Can Sonego pass? Yes, he can. 40-15. He can pass. Just showing you some of the other scores from today. Second match point here for Jannik Sinner. Goes down the tee, backhand return, doesn't go over the net. Jannik Sinner wins 6-2, 6-4. A big thank you for joining us today. You know the drill. We'll see you for Monfils against Tiafoe shortly. And yeah, speak to you soon.
Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks, including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material, such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered. Whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
There are with the mental side of tennis, from my perspective as a fan, if you like, the two things that strike me in tennis compared to lots of other sports that I think make it a big mental challenge is, first of all, it's an individual sport. But secondly, so there's nowhere to hide. Like in football, in a team sport, you can just give the ball to another, teammate, and you cannot call for it if you like. But there's nowhere to hide. The other thing as well in tennis is again in something like football, you can be really nervous, but you can get a bit lucky. And of course, that can be the case in tennis. But basically, your body could be shaking when you're about to take a penalty. Okay, and you can still score because you can just put your foot through it, right? You just hit it as hard as you can. And actually, probably you will still score because of the odds on that.
Yeah.
But there's that in a sport such as darts, snooker, tennis, where you need to be pretty calm and you need to have a pretty steady hand. There's just nowhere to hide. Is there anything I'm missing, or am I underplaying something, or even overplaying?
No. I think you're 100% correct. I think the real tough thing about these sports and tennis in particular, because of how physical it is as well, is the relentlessness of point after point. And if you're nervous, you have to fight through those nerves sometimes for, an hour. and they might disappear for a while, but then suddenly, you're 5-all and it's tight again and you're feeling very tight and you have to manage it over and over again. And I think, the best players in the world just, use their tools and remember to use their tools in big moments. Because, once you get to pro level, it's not like any player doesn't kind of know what they have to do. But it's in the heat of that moment that they either don't remember because the brain is frying a little bit, or they don't have the courage to use them.
Yeah.
So, for us sitting there, I remember when Roger Federer had 2 match points against Novak at Wimbledon serving.
Yeah.
You're thinking serve and volley both.
Okay.
Yeah, probably Novak's not going to make a great return on both.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know whether what Roger was thinking, or maybe knew something more than that I did, but that was my thinking. But he didn't, and they slipped through his hands. Now, to do that though in that moment takes a huge amount of courage.
Yeah,
and first to make the decision, and then secondly to follow through the decision like that. But then you've always got, and this is what's so tough for players. The other thing is, match point, make the person play. Don't serve and give them a quick volley or whatever. And that's another school of thought. But I think deep down, players get to a place where they have an instinct. And I think, I say this over and over again, the best players in the world are the most relaxed and the bravest. Because in those moments, when their instinct is telling them something, they are brave enough to follow it. And which is why, and again, it doesn't guarantee you're going to win, but I do think it starts to push the odds more in your favor. I'll just say one other thing is, I don't know if anybody's ever been go-karting or any kind of motor racing or watches motor racing,
Mm-hmm.
but when a driver gets in the groove, they lap like within 0.1 of a second
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
of every lap, like in this unbelievable groove.
Mm-hmm.
But if they lose that groove, when they're in that groove, it seems so easy. They just do it. It's like no hassle. But if they lose that groove, if they go a little too fast, then they slide out of a corner, they lose time. If they go a little too slow, then that's not effective. And the margins are so small to stay on that groove. And for players as well, when you go into something like the French Open or any tournament, but especially the big ones, you hope that you can get through that first match and find a groove. And if you get in that groove, then that gives you your best chances of winning, because then most stuff is happening automatically, which is the most effective. Everybody has a problem when they start to think on the court, and automatic is fastest and easiest because you know how to do things. And it's not like you don't register. I say when you're playing very well, you are aware of everything, but nothing distracts you. When you start to think, your thoughts start to distract you. And that's very difficult to manage. And if you can learn how to manage that and get yourself back in the groove a little faster than other players, that's obviously, helps with ranking and why certain players, are more consistent than others, because they tend to manage that better. I hope that makes sense anyway.
It does. It definitely does. There were with the mental side of tennis, from my perspective as a fan, if you like, the two things that strike me in tennis compared to lots of other sports that I think make it a big mental challenge is, first of all, it's an individual sport. But secondly, so there's nowhere to hide. Like in football, in a team sport, you can just give the ball to another, teammate, and you cannot call for it if you like. But there's nowhere to hide. The other thing as well in tennis is again in something like football, you can be really nervous, but you can get a bit lucky. And of course, that can be the case in tennis. But basically, your body could be shaking when you're about to take a penalty. Okay, and you can still score because you can just put your foot through it, right? You just hit it as hard as you can. And actually, probably you will still score because of the odds on that.
Yeah.
But there's that in a sport such as darts, snooker, tennis, where you need to be pretty calm and you need to have a pretty steady hand. There's just nowhere to hide. Is there anything I'm missing, or am I underplaying something, or even overplaying?
No. I think you're 100% correct. I think the real tough thing about these sports and tennis in particular, because of how physical it is as well, is the relentlessness of point after point. And if you're nervous, you have to fight through those nerves sometimes for, an hour. and they might disappear for a while, but then suddenly, you're 5-all and it's tight again, and you're feeling very tight, and you have to manage it over and over again. And I think, the best players in the world just, use their tools and remember to use their tools in big moments. Because, once you get to pro level, it's not like any player doesn't kind of know what they have to do. But it's in the heat of that moment that they either don't remember because the brain is frying a little bit, or they don't have the courage to use them.
Yeah.
So, for us sitting there, I remember when Roger Federer had 2 match points against Novak at Wimbledon serving.
Yeah.
You're thinking serve and volley both.
Okay.
Yeah, probably Novak's not going to make a great return on both.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know whether what Roger was thinking, or maybe knew something more than that I did, but that was my thinking. But he didn't, and they slipped through his hands. Now, to do that though in that moment takes a huge amount of courage.
Yeah.
and first to make the decision, and then secondly to follow through the decision like that. But then you've always got, and this is what's so tough for players. The other thing is, match point, make the person play. Don't serve and give them a quick volley or whatever. And that's another school of thought. But I think deep down, players get to a place where they have an instinct. And I think, I say this over and over again, the best players in the world are the most relaxed and the bravest.